All right, hey folks, we're back. We've dived now, and we are approaching the targets. You can see we're on a course of 077. That's the reciprocal of the target's course that we determined. So we're moving parallel and moving toward the target. So the next thing we want to do is we actually at a range of anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 meters, depending on the speed of the target, we want to go and start going in for the attack. So what I like to do is we could range the target using the mass type, but since we're doing no recognition manual, we can actually use a bearing change method in order to derive the range. So the way we do this is we can time the bearing change over the time it takes for the targets to traverse a certain bearing difference. So let's just use this target here, for example, and so wait till he gets to 333. And then we're going to start the timer. Now we know that since we're on a parallel course to them, the bearing from 0 is actually equivalent to the angle on bow because we're steering a parallel course. So I'm going to start the timer now at 333. I know that target is 10, 20, 27 degrees from my bow, so the angle on bow is 27 because we're steering a parallel course. It's only true if you're steering a parallel course. So at 333, at 323, that's 10 degrees. I am going to stop the time, and we're going to do a calculation to figure out what the range is at that point, and then determine whether we need to turn in or not. Okay, so if we want to say we're moving on an opposite course, we would take 5.6 plus 3 is 8 knots. So we want to set 8.6 knots. Let's just check to make sure we're not going to overrun the target here. Well, we're getting close. Okay. So 8.6. Okay, we know that's going to be the correction because we know we're moving toward the target. So 3 knots minus 8.6 is 5.6. Okay, so now we know we set that. That's going to be the correction. Okay, so then now that we know what that is, we got to make sure our own speed of 3 is aligned with the angle on bow. Sorry, I got that somewhat backwards there. So it was 27. Okay, and then we know that this is pointing at the correction we need. All right, so then we want to move it such that the bearing change is over 10 degrees, just like this. All right, so the bearing change would have been 10. The original angle on bow is going to of 27 is going to be off of the is going to be opposite the range, the current range. So you can see right there at 27. Now that we've got the 2.5, we've got this set to the speed correction. We've got the 10.5 set to. Oh, and it's about right now. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to stop the time right there. Okay, so now you got to move quickly now. So 5:07. It took five minutes to get to that point. So we want to set 8.6. That's because 3 knots is our own speed plus 5.6 of target speed is 8.6. 5 minutes. Okay, so we want to align the 5 minutes or just over 5 minutes with 10 degrees, just like this. All right, just like that. And then across from the original angle on bow, which would have been 27, we read off the current distance. The current distance from them is just over 3,500. Okay. So now what we can do is we can say, let's go ahead and turn in because we're within 4,000 meters. So let's go ahead and turn in, and we're gonna execute the attack. So 77 minus 90. We can use the attack disk for this as well. We can say 77, just like this. 77. The 90 degree. If we set this to 90, like this, and we set 90, we know that course is 347. So we want to turn to 347. So we're turning now to 347. That's going to put us on a 90-degree attack course, all right? Yeah, so so you could see that 3,500, it's probably pretty close. You know, if that mast height there is like 35-ish, you could see at 1 center radian, that's about right. Okay, so 35. So these guys are going to be a little closer. But then, so the next step once we do this is we want to figure out how long, or what our own speed is, such that to put us at a pretty decent attack range. So let's try to put ourselves at 1,000 meters from their track. So just so I don't lose count of the position here, 347. We want to turn to 347, so we got a little ways to go yet. We want to figure out what speed we need to set to put ourselves about 1,000 meters, anywhere from 500 to 1,000 meters off the target's track. Okay, so there's a couple things we need to do at first. The first thing we need to do is we need to figure out, first of all, how long it's going to take those targets to travel from where they are now to where there will be when they're exactly in front of our bow. So we can use the 3,500. That's probably the best case estimate. We're going to use a figure that's a little less than that because since the time we measured that, we're going to close the target a little bit. And so once we get on a perpendicular course here, I will. What I'm actually going to do is probably stop the video and then restart it again so that we can get a fresh look at this as a separate procedure. So, you know, again, we're going to get on a perpendicular course. Oops, that's 3. We want to go a little further. 347 would put us on exactly a perpendicular course. Probably not a bad idea to even speed up to half speed ahead in order to make the turn quicker. All right, so there we go. I'll go ahead and stop this video now. We'll reconvene in a second here.